All right, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Let's Talk Anything podcast with your host, Matthew Sonic Mix. I am indeed Matthew Sonic Mix, and my guest, co host, whatever you want to call it, more so a co host at this time. He is the Trinity of all Trinities. He is Tony Trinity. Tony, how are we doing today?
I'm not doing too bad. Yourself?
Pretty good actually. And actually, well, tonight's show is basically a one-topic show. It is our predictions of the Saudi Arabia show, the Super Showdown from Jeddah. I think it's from Jeddah. And but before we actually do get into that, a bit of news actually. That
Actually, not from Jeddah.
oh, it's not from Jeddah.
Right on the Saudi Arabia.
Okay, yeah, we
Something or
apologize.
another like that.
Yeah, we apologize if we can't pronounce the names of the towns or cities of said countries. In this case, Saudi Arabia here. But no, like I do want to start things off with this strong topic. Actually, a bit of an update with school. I know I've given a update or two of what was going on with me in college school so far, and I am happy to say that I took my very early final this past Monday, and I scored an 86%, basically a B plus.
Congratulations again.
Yep, thank you. I know we spoke about this not on the show. This was just our regular talk. But yeah, no, I'll tell the story really quick here actually. So last week Wednesday, I walked in, I felt very confident. I felt ready to, just to go in and kick some ass. And all of a sudden the teacher goes, "Oh no, you have like a few topics here that you have to do before you take the final." And I was like, "Oh, you've got to be kidding me here. Like, I got to take this." So I did the topics, took a while. Of course, math sometimes takes a while. Or to some people, they just go bloop, 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 and they're already there. With me, it's kind of like, okay, okay. So I took my time on it, finally got them finished. And by the time I was done, I had like 20 minutes left. And I was just kind of like, let's push it up till Monday. So this past Monday comes, I felt confident, I felt ready, I felt great. Even after I was done with the final, like I felt excellent. Like I felt like I aced the test, to which I did. There was 35 questions, and I got 30 out of the 35 right, so only five wrong. For those said five wrong answers, a few of them I was not surprised about. Like I kind of thought I was wrong, but then there was a question. I don't remember what it was exactly, but I was a little stunned that I got that answer wrong. I was on the right track, but what didn't do was I was supposed to subtract and not add. So basically, I had the division part right, but I must have it was one of those word solving equations. So besides adding or besides subtracting, excuse me, besides subtracting after I had divided, I should have added. Oh no, wait, no, sorry, reverse it. I should have subtracted. Instead, I've added it. Excuse me. So I got that one wrong. And when I looked it over again, I was like, oh, damn it. I was supposed to subtract, not add. But either way, um, like I said, 86%, B plus, however you want to take it, passing grade. I'm now doing the 055 stuff, and well, kind of a funny story actually. We had a little bit of a meeting, basically with me and whoever decided to show up for class. I kid you not. We have a total of 22 students, maybe 23, I think. And literally only 11 showed up.
What?
Yes, 11. Almost half the class was there. Because I guess this is just a long shot guess, but I guess the guess was that a lot of the students probably thought we were gonna get hit hard with this supposed 12 inches of snow that these news reporters, these news media outlet people were saying. And instead, we only got like an inch, maybe 2 inches, and that was it.
Can I tell you something really funny?
What's that?
There's only one job that you cannot get fired for being wrong:
And that's
being a weatherman or woman.
Uh, yeah, you are absolutely right about that. And I mean, I know we're going to be doing our predictions here momentarily, but I do want to say this really quick about not so much. I guess weather and news are pretty much the same thing. They're in the same category, but more so on the weather aspect. You hear these weather meteorologist people saying, "Oh, it's gonna be snowing. Oh, it's gonna be downpouring. Oh, we're gonna have 10 inches of snow, 12 inches of snow, 50 inches of snow, come Friday afternoon." And Friday afternoon comes, and it's like clear as day out. Or
You're not wrong.
sometimes, or
You're not
sometimes,
wrong.
or sometimes, you may be hit with a situation where it's like, the people are saying, "Oh, Saturday, it's gonna be 90 degrees out, and it's gonna be lots of sunshine, beautiful time to hit the beach." Saturday comes and it's pouring rain out. It's like, what the hell?
Well, like they always say, welcome to Chicago, motherfucker.
Yes, yes. And for those that don't know anything about Chicago, we can tell you this much. Chicago has 3 seasons: summer, winter, and construction.
You are wrong.
Well, with a lot of driving that I do, especially going from like from my workplace up to like Waukegan, Chicago more specifically, out in the suburbs far west and south, I can tell you this much, especially in Chicago, I see a lot of construction going on, especially in the city.
Back in the day, it used to be 2 seasons. We have uh, winter and follow that by construction. But as of recently, it seems like construction's happening in winter. So technically, we only have one season.
you know,
Construction, and more construction, motherfuckers.
you know, really funny story that I have to share here. Uh, Actually, it was 5 years ago. It'd be 5 years ago come this April. Uh, I'm sure you remember this as well. I think we even spoke about this at one time, but I can remember it was in April. It was like the 21st through the 24th. And I can remember for 3 days, it was beautiful weather. It was mid 70s, low 50s for all 3 days. I remember, walking into work with a one of those Dago T muscle t-shirts that the sleeveless ones, the muscle t-shirts as I'd like to call them.
Yeah.
I remember walking in with a muscle t-shirt, some shorts on, like it felt like if summer had already came. And I remember on the fourth day, after we had 3 consistent, beautiful, mid 70-degree day, it freaking snowed.
It's happening already. It seems like we get good days, then snow. Then we get
Well,
good
well,
days, we get snow.
yeah, right, exactly. Like, what was it? Saturday wasn't too bad. I think it was like mid 40s. Sunday was about 50, but it wasn't consistent. Like I'm talking like 3 straight days of consistent mid 70 degrees. Like I said, muscle t-shirt and put some shorts on and you're feeling good about yourself. All of a sudden on the fourth day, it's like 20 degrees out and we're back in wearing winter jackets again. It's like, are you kidding me? Good God, jeez.
You're not wrong with that shit. That shit's fucked up. You know?
Although, here's a true fact though. If it's 65 degrees, for us Chicagoans, we're in basically t-shirt and shorts, or in some occasions, no t-shirt, but you're in your shorts. But in 65 degrees down in Florida, everybody has their winter jackets on and they're pretending like it's the end of the world.
or even in Vegas.
Yes, in some occasions. Like for instance, I won't mention her name. I have a lady friend that lives down in Daytona. I've spoke to you about her before, and I remember one time I was saying to her, "So what's the temperature out in Daytona, Florida?" And she goes, "Oh, it's 65 degrees." And I said, "Oh, that's comfortable weather. That's t-shirt and shorts weather, or no t-shirt and shorts weather." And she goes, "Are you kidding me? I gotta put the heat on." And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. The heat?
Uh,
You turn the heat on 65 degrees? Girl, let me tell you something. Those windows are coming up. I don't give a rat's ass what you say. Those windows are coming up.
do you know what? I would say it's not t-shirt or no shirt weather. Do you know what kind of temperature that is?
What's that?
Perfect weather for baseball.
Yes, absolutely. And I've even stated this before. I said, if I ever come visit you one day and I'm hanging out in the house and it's 65 degrees, beautiful day, I swear to God, you put the heat on, I'm stepping outside. I said that to her. And of course she started laughing. And then I even said, "You know what? If it's 70 degrees out and you turn the heat on at 70 degrees, I'm hitting the beach."
Um, let's just say I have a friend that lives in Vegas, and she mentioned that there's been a few times that it snowed, and everybody in that town, I swear to God, that they don't know how to drive in that shit. While she knows how to. So
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
proud of her.
Well, no, it's funny because here in Chicago, it has to be 12 inches of snow within like a 24-hour period or something like that. But in California, if there's only 1 inch of snow, everything is shut down. I just find that to be super hilarious.
The fuck?
Yes, actually, there was a friend of mine that I used to talk to that lived out in California. He even said it himself. He's a Californian. He even said himself. He was like, "Oh yeah, man. If there's only an inch on the ground, all schools are shut down."
That shit's crazy.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely. Oh, geez. I mean, I laugh at that. I really do. It's like okay, it takes 12 inches here for school to be shut down, but it only takes an inch for all schools in California to shut down. I mean, I get they don't have the proper equipment to actually clean the snow while we have the proper equipment, so I get it, but still.
It's called Go to Dick's Sporting Goods. Am I wrong? Am I
No, no,
wrong?
no, no, no. You are not wrong. You are not wrong whatsoever. Or, when it comes to tropical storms like hurricanes, if a hurricane hits Florida, those buildings are made to withstand up to at least a Category 4 hurricane. But if a Category 4 hurricane hit New York, everything, well, maybe not everything, but most of those buildings are instantly destroyed because they're not made to withstand a hurricane.
Or a big snowstorm.
True. Like if a hurricane, if a Category 4 hurricane was still strong enough to hit Chicago, which first of all that would be scary, and secondly, I bet you most of all houses, well, yeah, maybe even the skyscrapers and the buildings, they would all just be destroyed. There'd be nothing left.
Uh, if you've ever seen this movie, The Day After Tomorrow,
I've
have
I've,
you?
I've seen it with Jake Gyllenhaal, right?
Think so.
He's
Or
the guy that
actually,
played in Prince of Persia.
I thought it was Dennis Quaid.
No, no, no. That was Jake Gyllenhaal.
Or his twin,
But
you know.
anywho,
That was a movie that I watched, and that's the movie that they showed a lot of big rain, and then followed by a lot of snow.
And by the way, to me, for a disaster movie, I thought it was a good disaster movie.
It was. It was. I liked it.
Like a lot of these disaster movies now, I feel like it's overplayed now. But like the day after tomorrow, like I don't know, like I guess there was a uniqueness to it for its time.
And with another well, three disaster movies on top of that, Twister,
Yes, that was a good disaster movie. Love that movie.
Dante's Peak,
Yes, another good one.
and Volcano.
Good,
Or have
very
you not
good
seen that
movie.
one? So did you see Volcano?
That was the one with oh god, his Tommy Lee Jones.
Yes.
It's been a long time since I've seen that movie, but I remember it being good.
Uh, Fun fact. I know they said that happened in Los Angeles, I believe.
Something like that. I thought it was Hawaii.
Los Angeles.
Was it Los Angeles?
Yep. And a little fun fact for all you Californians who live in the Los Angeles area: be prepared in 2029 or 2025 or 2030. They're already predicting a volcano happening in Los Angeles.
Hmm. Well, we'll have to come back to this episode when 2025 hits, or at least 2030.
That would be insane. If that happens, I'll be like, ha!
Really quick, one of the cool things I liked about the day after tomorrow was after the tsunami and they got hit with that very frigid freeze. I love the fact like the snow was as high as like the Statue of Liberty. I don't know, to me I just thought that was cool. Yeah, I mean yeah, it was a little ridiculous, but I just thought it was cool at the same time.
A lot of CGI in that movie.
Yes, yeah, a lot of CGI, lots of it.
Little fun fact. I think that when we had a hurricane hit Florida and it went creeping up to New York, I think even Chicago got a little taste of it. A little.
Oh yeah,
Not
no, no, no.
much, but a little bit. Like a category one hit us
Yeah. Yeah,
somehow.
no, like when those hurricanes start going more northwest, like to the point to where like the hurricane is like touching the tip of Illinois. Oh yeah, we not only get the rain, but we also get the wind as well. Hell, like the hurricane could be up in Tennessee, and sometimes, if not most of the time, we feel the wind effect.
And another fun fact for people who live in Chicago, back in what was it, early 1900s, when Mount St. Helens exploded in Washington State, it traveled all the way to here, and it only happened one time and one time only. Did
Yeah.
you know that?
Yeah.
I learned that in my earth science
And the
class. I'm
sun
like,
was like blocked out for like 12 years or something like that.
something like that. I'm like, how the fuck can a power classic cloud with a lot of ash travel 1,500 miles to here? It's incredible.
It is. And what's even more incredible is, how, the ash, the clouds, they literally engulf the earth.
I don't think it was that
Well,
much from
no,
that
I mean, no, it
explosion.
wasn't that much. But no, I mean, it took 12 years for all those. I don't know, I think it was 12 years or something like that. But it took a long time for the cloud to finally descend uh, and all that sort of thing.
Crazy women. No offense to women out there.
Oh, geez. Well, let's jump into the predictions here. for this Saudi Arabia show, which is a show that, or this event that I'm kind of surprised that WWE has not backed away out of. But I digress. I mean, it's
Well, let's just say Ronda Rousey's all for it. If Ronda Rousey's all for it, I can't say
it
shit.
amazes me that ever since the guy that was murdered in Turkey by the Saudi government, and then that whole machinery failure thing that happened at Crown after Crown Jewel, and they were stuck on the runway for 6 hours. Some of those performers were the wrestlers. I'm just surprised that they just didn't decide, well, let's stop doing this. But hey, when money talks, people listen.
And I think it changed like some of the storyline happening on SmackDown, I believe, or
Yeah,
Raw, or both. Because I think,
I think it was
like
more so SmackDown.
you mentioned that half of their roster couldn't even make it to the show, so they had to improvise the show.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's when NXT had to save SmackDown for the most part. But we've got 7 matches here, plus a bonus point that I've included for this show, just one. So going from the bottom to the top as always, we've got Bailey versus Naomi for the SmackDown Women's Championship, the second women's match to be held at Saudi Arabia. Who do you think wins?
You voted Bailey last time. I don't think she's losing it at this event. I think she's going to lose it at WrestleMania. So I'm picking Bailey.
Yeah, you pretty much just read my mind right there. I don't find no reason for Bailey to lose this match. So I'm going for the safe bet, and I'm picking Bailey as well. Up next, Seth Rollins and Murphy versus the Street Profits for the Raw Tag Team Championship. Who do you got?
Uh, I want the Street Profits to win, but I don't think that they're winning it just yet. So my pick is Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy.
Yeah, I mean, they just recently got the titles, Rollins and Murphy, so I'm picking the safe bet of Rollins and Murphy. Up next, and I know I'm going to pronounce this wrong here, so my apologies, but it's the first ever uh, Tawag Trophy Gauntlet match. Once again, I apologize if I can't pronounce that right. But in this match,
I think it's called Tuwak.
okay, yeah. Once again, it's kind of a hard name to pronounce it, but yeah, it's a gauntlet match, and in the match, it is R-Truth, Rey Mysterio, AJ Styles, Andrade, who just got off from his suspension, Bobby Lashley, and Eric Rowan.
AJ Styles.
You know what I find funny in a way is that AJ Styles is the only dude who's a somebody, while everybody else I feel like is just kind of there. AJ Styles has to win this. I mean, I almost feel like this is a given right here. But I was mentioning about Andrade coming off of his recent wellness violation suspension, and boy, the news about Samoa Joe, he had that freak accident that happened to him a few days ago, or however long ago it was, and just yesterday the news had broke that he's now suspended for 30 days and hitting with the wellness violation.
Well, can I tell you something?
What's that?
The only reason why he got suspended is because of one reason only.
And
He
that's
he failed to tell WWE doctors that he's taking a medication. If he would have told them that, then guess what? He would be safe to go. But he failed to tell them that. Like how CM Punk has always said, if you don't tell them, you're going to get yourself fucked. And look what happened to CM Punk.
yeah, exactly. But man, like Samoa Joe, like I gotta say something about this guy. This guy can't catch a break. I mean, he always seems to get injured right before WrestleMania. He got injured in that freak accident that happened a few days ago, and He gets hit with a wellness violation. Boy, this guy, this guy has not even Smith WrestleMania, not even tasted, and he's gonna be missing it again. I mean, actually, it's funny in a way because he really should have been in what WrestleMania would that have been? 33? Yeah, 33. When he was kind of like the heavy for Triple H during the feud between Triple H and Seth Rollins. I really think he should have been in the corner of Triple H for that match, but he wasn't. 34, which I was expecting him to face John Cena, but he got hit with that toe injury that put him on the shelf for I think it was like 4 months. So he had missed WrestleMania, and then something happened to him in 35 or leading up to 35, but I can't remember for the life of me what it was. Maybe a concussion? I'm not 100% sure about it. But yeah, he missed that. Like, God, this guy
Uh,
can't catch a break.
wasn't it his arm that got injured?
Maybe it was his arm. Maybe it was his arm.
Yeah, because I remember him having a cast and he had to do commentating for a while.
Right, exactly. But going back to the prediction, but yeah, I just wanted to mention that really quick. But yeah, AJ Styles. Up next, oh God, let's hope this is the end right here. Roman Reigns versus King Corbin in a steel cage match.
Reigns done and over with.
I'm just gonna get right to the point of this. This feud needs to end and be buried 100 feet down, close to the core of the earth. Roman Reigns, moving on. The New Day versus The Miz and Morrison for the SmackDown Tag Team Champions.
This match could go either way. Considering that John Morrison recently signed, I know it's a little too early for him, but it's perfect for the Miz primarily. You know, I'm gonna go with a crazy guess and saying Morrison and the Miz.
Well, funny enough, I'm also picking The Miz and Morrison. And my reason is because figuring they lost to Reigns and Bryan on SmackDown, not this past Friday, the Friday before. I just kind of looked at it and went, well, they kind of have to win now because if they lose to the New Day, then they kind of look like a bunch of chumps. So I'm gonna go with Miz and Morrison as well for that one. Up next, The Fiend, Bray Wyatt versus Goldberg for the Universal Championship.
Can we do the other three matches that they announced first before we
What
do
are wait,
anything
wait,
of the
wait, wait,
bigger?
wait. What other three matches?
Mansoor versus Dolph Ziggler.
Oh yeah, that well, I'm going off based upon what I am looking at here.
But I think that that's one card that one match is going to be on the card. Because, you know, every single time this guy enters in Saudi Arabia, he's always on Saudi Arabia card. There has been no Saudi Arabia without him, you
Right,
know?
right.
So, with an early prediction, if this match goes clear and it goes onto the card, let's do these three matches, all right? Mansoor versus Dolph Ziggler for the
Okay,
pin.
okay, yeah. I just refreshed the page and they just added it as a matter of fact. So yeah, Mansoor against Dolph Ziggler. It's gotta be Mansoor.
I agree, Mansoor. And Humberto Carrillo versus Angel Garza.
Oh, Angel Garza, easily.
I want to go laughing and say Humberto Carrillo, but I agree, Angel Garza for that one.
Final answer?
Yes.
Okay.
Pre-show match: Viking Raiders versus the OC.
Oh God. Um, I'm gonna say the Raiders because it seems like the OC always has their number. I think it's about time the Raiders finally got theirs.
Oh. You know what? Since AJ Styles is winning, I'm picking the OC.
The OC?
The OC.
Okay, fair enough. Now to the Universal title picture.
Let's do that.
All right. The Fiend, Bray Wyatt versus Goldberg for the Universal Championship.
This match has got to go more than 5 or 10 minutes. If it goes anything less than 5 minutes, it's a complete dud. Let's put it to you that way. But for the point, I'm picking the Fiend.
It's got to be The Fiend. There's no way Goldberg's winning this. And then what's probably the main event could be the main event. Brock Lesnar versus Ricochet for the WWE Championship.
Brock.
It's got to be Brock. There's no way he's losing that belt before Mania. And I do have one bonus point for this show, and it is a time attack bonus point. How long does the Goldberg versus Fiend match go for?
Like I said, if it goes less than 5 minutes, it's a complete dud. If they want to make Goldberg and the Fiend look strong, like extremely strong going into WrestleMania, 12 minutes.
So you're going to say 12 minutes.
It has to go 12 minutes.
Final answer?
Yes.
Well, first of all, this is just my opinion. I don't think this match should not go no more than. Well, first of all, it should not go no more than 5 minutes, but I kind of feel like it's gonna go 7 minutes. That's not my answer though. I feel like the shorter the match, the better. Not like a minute match or 2 minutes. So I'm gonna go 5 minutes. I think 5 minutes is a good time that's enough for it to be a fun match, maybe a good smash mouth match. Goldberg could do his usual spears, jackhammer. Fiend kicks out of it. Goldberg goes for a spear. Fiend catches him in the claw, and Goldberg passes out and gets pinned for it, and the Fiend wins. So I'm gonna go with a solid 5 minutes.
You know why I'm picking a higher number? Is because of one reason. One reason only.
And that's
We don't want another Goldberg versus Undertaker repeat again.
we sure as hell don't need that again. Oh boy.
And how long did that match last?
That was about if I remember the time right, it was like 7 minutes and 31 seconds.
If it goes anything less than that, I'm calling bullshit.
Yeah, but no, 5 minutes I think is a perfect number. I think 12 minutes with your answer is a bit too long. At least I think it's a bit too long. But it could go. It could go.
But then, how will you make the Fiend look strong if you make him squash that fast?
It doesn't have to be a squash match. Now, what I would like to see is that the Fiend just, although he didn't do a no sell on Friday, but what I would love to see is that him no selling the spear, like he just pops out of it. Like I said, you want to make him feel like an ultimate threat. Just have him start no selling, make him feel indestructible. That's how you get the guy over.
But like a coworker of mine has mentioned about this time attack point that you gave, he says if it is less than 5 minutes, it goes complete dud. It doesn't make the Fiend go strong, and it makes Goldberg look like a dumbass.
Well, we'll see what happens come Thursday. Now, I think I will say this really quick. So I'm planning on watching the show at about 6 p.m. So give me a call like about 10 p.m. that day, and then we'll do the show for our review that Thursday night. But yeah, so just really quick about time attack, just to clarify with this. So as soon as the bell rings, the timer begins. And when the bell rings again to indicate that the match is over, that's when the time will stop. And whoever is nearest to the actual time of the match will get the bonus point. So whoever the closest gets it.
What if it lands in the middle?
Well, let's see. You said 12 minutes. I said 5 minutes. In the middle would be 8 minutes and 30 seconds. Yeah, 8 minutes and 30 seconds. Well, then we would both get the point because we were both exactly right.
Or we'd be both wrong. Depends on how you look at it.
Yeah, yeah, true, exactly. So before we wrap up the show here, let's just go over this one more time. So for the three pre-show or matches, whatever that's not actually shown on the website here, um, we got Carrillo against Angel Garza. We both picked Garza. The Viking Raiders against the OC. You went with the OC. I went with the Raiders. Mansoor against Ziggler, we both went for Mansoor. Bailey against Naomi, we both went for Bailey. Rollins and Murphy against the Street Profits, we both went for Rollins and Murphy. The first ever trophy gauntlet match shenanigans, we both went for AJ. Reigns against Corbin. Let's just hope to God this is over. Reigns, of course. New Day versus Miz and Morrison. We both picked Miz and Morrison. The Fiend against Goldberg. We both picked The Fiend. Brock against Ricochet. I think this is a cakewalk for Brock, which we both picked for. And then for Time Attack, Goldberg against The Fiend. How long does the match go for? I said 5 minutes. You said 12 minutes. So we could end up with a tie. It's possible. We could end up with a tie.
Fair enough.
But all right. Well, we hope you guys enjoyed our predictions for this Saudi Arabia show, the Super Showdown, I guess they're calling it again. Let's hear your predictions. What do you think is going to happen between the Fiend against Goldberg, and how long do you think the match is going to go for? And as always, I am Matthew Sonic Mix alongside my co-host.
Uh, Tony Trent.
And we will be leaving our Twitter accounts in the description box down below. So just open the description box and you can follow me, Twitter at SonicMix1991. And as always, Tony is Triple Trinity. And what else again?
06.
That's right. Once again, all links will be in the description box down below so you don't have to look far to see or what you have to search for in Twitter. And until then, that basically wraps it up. So a little bit on the shorter end. I'm sure the review is going to be a little bit longer than usual, but we got some good topics. Talked about school for a little bit, the weather, and a little bit about the movie. So we kind of had like a nice little mini little subjects that we had before hitting the predictions.
Right, right.
But until then, guys, we hope you enjoyed, and we will see you tomorrow, as of this recording, for another episode where we give our review of the Saudi Arabia show of Super Showdown. Until then, I am Sonic Mix alongside.
Tony Trent.
And until then, we say to you guys, have yourselves a good morning, afternoon, evening, good night, and we'll see you next time on the next episode.
Have yourself a great night. Bang, bang.
Bang, bang. Have a good night.